For cheap games, check out g2a.com, link in the description. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to part 3 of our road to Battlefield 1. Now in this video we'll cover the weapons. In the previous one we've covered the aircraft, we've covered the tanks and how the war got started. In this one we're just going to cover the guns that we saw in the trailer. Now it's imperative that you keep in mind that this is not all the guns that are going to be featured in Battlefield 1. These are just all the guns that we got to see from the trailer. So we'll go ahead and start with the first one. And the first weapon that we got to see is this one here. It's the Winchester Model 1897 shotgun. This is a pump action shotgun. Next weapon that we spotted in the trailer was this, the Mauser 1918T. This was a anti-tank rifle that was in service from 1918 to 1933. It was a bolt-action single shot and its effective range was 500 meters. If we slow that shot down and take a good look at that, that might just be the M1911. I don't think we need to cover this because we've seen way too many 1911s in most of Battlefield games. Now this is one of the first things I spotted when I watched the trailer, and this is the Lewis gun. Now the Lewis gun is a British made weapon. Its rate of fire is at 500-600 rounds a minute. It's gas operated and its effective range was 800 meters. Now this next weapon, you don't get to see this too well in the trailer, but this is believed to be the MG08 heavy machine gun. Now this fired at 500-600 rounds a minute, a muzzle velocity of 900 meters a second, and its effective fire range was actually 2,000 meters. We also got to see some Italians into action, and I believe this to be the Carcano 1891 model. Now there was a few different variations for this, from long rifle, short rifle, cavalry carbine, special troops carbine. This was a bolt action rifle, muzzle velocity of 700 meters a second, and its effective range was 1,000 meters. Another weapon spotted was this, the Lee Enfield Mark III. Now this was a bolt action rifle. It had a 744 meters a second muzzle velocity. The effective range was around 500 meters, and he had a 10 round magazine. And the last weapon spotted in the trailer was this, the Gewehr 98. This was used by the Germans. This appears to have some sort of scope mounted at the side. The muzzle velocity for this is 878 meters a second, and it had an effective firing range of 500 meters. Now that was all the weapons from the trailer, but there's actually 2 more weapons that we can look at, and you'll see him sporting a beautiful C96 pistol along with an MP18 submachine gun. Now the submachine gun was used by the Germans from 1918 to 1945. It had a 500 round a minute fire rate, a muzzle velocity of 380 and a 32 round mag. Now as I mentioned early in the video, keep in mind that these are not all the weapons that we're going to see in Battlefield 1. These are just some of the weapons that we got to see, and some of them got spotted in the trailer, and that's pretty much what we can cover. I'm sure lots more weapons, lots more things are going to be unveiled later on when we get to see some multiplayer footage, but for now, these are just some of the weapons that we get to see. Now, we did have a DLC back a few years ago called Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, where you only had 4 weapons per class, and that didn't make that DLC less fun. It actually made it pretty fun, but then again, it is Bad Company 2 and you can't really find anything wrong with that game. So that's it, that's all we got time for today. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.
1, 2, 1, 2.